everyone, hope you're all having a lovely day today. I have to admit I was very tempted to start this video with like, ciao, come stai, but after thinking about it for like a hot second, I was like, that is way too cringy. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. I thought this was something that might be a little bit fun and just kind of share what I've been doing, I guess, what's been going on in my life. So I have been trying my best to learn Italian for the past few weeks. I tried learning like 2 years ago or something, but while I first started to try learning it, if that's proper English, when I first started to try learning it, I was learning French at the time at school, and so it was really hard to like learn two at the same time. And I remember I like went up to the board and wrote like noi and voi instead of nu and vu, and my professor was like, what's that? And it was just not good. But now that I don't have any language requirements from school or anything like that, now I am free to kind of just learn as I please. And so I just wanted to kind of share 5 things or so that I've been learning from just learning a new language. A lot of these are specific to Italian, but some of them are kind of just like overall just from learning a new language, some stuff I've learned about learning a new language, and yeah, just kind of sharing my thoughts. The first one, and probably the biggest, is that continual practice is essential to like actually getting everything like ingrained in your brain. I took French for 7 years. I'm learning Italian now, but like I had taken French for 7 years, 2 in middle school, 4 in high school, and 1 in college. And I haven't spoken it in 2 years, and I almost can't remember anything. Madame would be very proud. If you're not constantly, using it and, immersing yourself in, doing small things to kind of just get that continual practice, it's very easy to forget and to not really have it ingrained in your brain. One of the ways that you can kind of keep yourself continuing and practicing is kind of just doing small activities. Like really small things go a long way. Listen to Italian, or not, like this isn't specific to Italian, this is kind of just like for any language really, but maybe listen to some music in that language, watch some YouTubers that are, who speak that language that you're trying to learn. Sometimes when I'm at work, if I'm kind of just in like a lull period, which usually doesn't last for very long, I'll like sometimes just type like on my computer like random Italian phrases or words like sono molto stressato and all that stuff. Number 2, be aware of grammar differences. This is huge. English is spoken pretty differently than a lot of, at least Romance languages. Grammar structure of sentences is very different, and that's something that you need to be aware of. I know, for example, like in French, you wouldn't say like my green pillow, you'd say like the pillow of green, or the pillow that's green. And that's usually fairly similar, I think. I think that's pretty universal for like the 3 Romance languages versus English. But even in like, the 3 Romance languages, I know that like if you want to talk about like owning a certain object, or like an object is yours, there's even a difference between like Italian and French. For example, in French, if I wanted to say my dog, I'd just simply say mon chien, whereas in Italian you have to say il mio cane, which is like my dog. Those are definitely things that you need to be aware of, because it definitely like trips you up. It's tripped me up many a times. This third one is probably specific to Romance languages. I'm so sorry that I keep focusing on those. It's just that those are the only ones that I've ever had like any experience in, except for Spanish. Only French and Italian I've like had any sort of anything in. But anyway, number 3 is once you learn one of the 3 Romance languages, or if you already know one, it's a lot easier to learn the others. The roots of most Romance languages are very similar. For example, Wednesday. Wednesday is very similar in the 3 Romance languages. French, it's mercredi. In Spanish, it's miércoles. And in Italian, it's mercoledì. It sounds very similar, and a lot of the roots of the words are very similar in those 3 languages. However, number 4, false cognates are also very real. A cognate is basically a word that sounds similar between languages, but a false cognate would be a word that sounds similar, that like is basically the same word in 2 languages, but it means completely different things. For example, siete in Spanish means 7, whereas siete in Italian is like you all are. And the 5th one I would say is don't waste time with things that you won't need right away. And what I mean by that is, for example, in most language courses, when you're learning a new language, there's a lot of time spent on the beginning of like, I am, you are, where are you from, how old are you? Which, yes, those are things that you're eventually going to need, but at the same time, if you're trying to be able to talk to people and be able to like have normal conversations, that usually doesn't come up unless you're like meeting someone for the first time or it's very personal. However, if you go to like Europe or wherever, which I've never been, but if you're going to a country where you've never been and you're trying to learn the language or something, you know, it's not very often that you're going to go into a store and be like, hi, where are you from? How old are you? Like but yet that's what most, you know, language courses start on. However, if you're just trying to like learn basic exchanging phrases and stuff like that, just basically stuff that you're actually going to use in day-to-day conversations. Like think about the kind of exchanges that you normally have on a day-to-day basis and try to find those and kind of work out what you're learning around that kind of stuff. And kind of a sixth bonus one, I guess you could say, is just have fun with it and make it something that you're going to want to do, because learning a language is something that takes a lot of time and commitment. And so, like I said before, find ways to learn and keep practicing that are fun. Like I said, like listen to music in that language, watch a video in that language, you know, find a movie and we'll put the subtitles on. Like there's so many different ways that you can kind of constantly have that like exposure, and that's how you're going to remember things. So I hope you like this video. It was just kind of something fun that I thought would be fun to share. I don't know, it's just kind of, these are just things that are personal to me that I've been learning. There's no really right or wrong way to do this, I think. It's just kind of sharing things that I've learned from learning Italian and stuff like that. So if you like this video, give it a like and hit the subscribe button. If you ever have any comments, questions, or concerns, do not hesitate to leave me a comment down below or shoot me an email. If you have any prayer requests, totally feel free to leave those down in the comments below as well. And as always, have a lovely rest of your day and God bless.